right?
I like those.
Very nice.
We might have to drop this.
All right, we'll drop it.
All right. Tomorrow.
You're on camera, by the way.
Fine.
And you know what? Daisy likes these ones right here.
Really?
Yeah, she likes the ones right here. Here, I'm going to go to that camera.
Oh, yeah, I guess. Those are not my favorite. I got to be honest.
Well, you know how delicate she is.
She is a fragile flower. It's very true.
Okay, now back over here. See those right there? I'm screwing with Richard.
Why are you doing this to him?
Okay, I'm going to go back over here. It's not even going to be worth the joke.
Basically, you're just torturing one innocent human being, and this is entertaining to you.
iPad, go.
Good morning, Todd and Erin morning stream here on GephartDaily.com. Everything is wildly askew today.
Look behind us.
Askew. Oh, look, it's the Morning Mountain Cam. It's brought to you by Brio Technologies, your experts in lighting, sound, and video. You can go to brioaudiotech.com. By the way, they'll take care of your entire business. They can even rent. You know, the air is now officially air you can chew. When I was out running yesterday, I was above the graveyard, and I kept thinking in the avenues of Salt Lake City, and I was thinking, okay, you know, I'm high enough up, the elevation, so it's not so bad up here. You could see the air. I mean, anytime I think you can actually see the air, it's considered bad.
I probably too. Because
then technically you're eating it too. It's not even breathing it anymore. It's more like a chewing thing. Yeah.
Big news this morning.
Tell me.
Monson.
Yeah, very sad. President Thomas S. Monson from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints passed away early this morning in his home at 90. And I'm very glad he was there. Everyone knew at home.
Oh.
Everyone knew that his health was failing. The LDS General Conference in August was the first one he's missed since he became an apostle. That was in, I think, 1963.
I was listening this morning on the way in, talking about his history and his wife and meeting her, and it was really interesting because I don't know a lot about the church and you know some of the history of it. But it was really interesting.
You know, I met him. I was a camp counselor up at Brighton, which is an LDS girls camp. And I was really young. I think I was just out of high school. And he was already like a big cheese in the church. And he came and he talked to the camp counselors, which has got to be like the most pathetic gig in the world. Because it's like, he's not like talking to world leaders. It's like a bunch of 19-year-old gum-chewing camp counselors. And he was like electric. I mean, he was really mesmerizing about what he said, and his wife was there, and she was really gorgeous. And she didn't even act like she was dying of boredom, which I'm probably sure she was, because it was a bunch of 19-year-olds.
Right.
I know. But no, even then, though, you can see how charismatic the man was. I mean, he really was.
One of the things that they were talking about is him being prompted, right? Which is like security nightmare, because all of a sudden he'd stop and he'd go, oh, I have to find that person, that one person here.
I'm sure all of his suit guys are like,
and he'd drop in at the hospital and he'd find that one person. I just thought that was interesting, and that was like a big part of who he was. You know, he'd be doing something and he'd go, someone needs me. Where are they? And then tear off.
Yeah, that's great for security. They love it when you do that.
You can't do that. And he did. That was his thing. Other news, Senator Hatch is not going to run.
He says, it's time for me to hang up the gloves.
Finally.
He said, I've always been a fighter, and every good fighter knows when to hang up the gloves, and for me that time is soon approaching. He said, after much prayer and discussion with family and friends, I've decided to retire at the end of this term. I guess he had spent the holiday here in Utah with all of his family, kind of going back and forth. And apparently it was pretty sad. Everyone was unhappy about it. Yeah. And his spokeswoman, Heather Barney, she literally yesterday morning, just as they post the video, she goes, I honestly cannot tell you which direction he's going. Which is kind of interesting.
One of the interesting things too, and you probably already know this, but a majority of Utahns like what he's done, and a majority of Utahns don't want him to run again.
You're done now.
Good job. Sit down, rest.
It was funny. I was reading back on some of the history, and I didn't realize that he had actually run on term limits his first. And his first time around.
And he also was the person who developed the insurance for kids,
Chip?
which is now in jeopardy.
Chip was such an important accomplishment.
It
and
was.
I can't even imagine that they would leave this unfunded. I mean, this is such a big deal for so many Utah kids.
So this opens the way for Mitt Romney. I think it's the first time that a governor of Massachusetts could be elected to this position.
What do you mean could? There's nothing against it.
No, no, it's
A
the
lot
first
of
time
governors.
it's happening.
Well, no, a lot of governors run and become senators. But in this particular case, I don't think we've ever seen the governor of Massachusetts become a senator from Utah.
Well, okay.
You haven't usually seen them switch states to
Right.
do that. It's traditionally from the same place. But it
Right.
also shows the power of Romney's voting bloc, though. The fact that traditionally, if you were a governor of like Ohio, you really wouldn't go to Iowa and go, hey, you wouldn't have the same voting bloc. You wouldn't have the same power.
But he does have
for
a
Romney,
name
yeah,
here.
yeah. So it's going to be interesting. Every poll I've seen says that he would win it hands down. So.
And the Democratic Party hasn't figured out who they're going to throw on the sword for no apparent reason and kill. Here, run against them. It'll be great.
Come on, it'll be fun.
What else? The bomb cyclone.
The bomb cyclone.
I like dramatic weather.
Yes, you
And
do.
my sister is back east, and it's like 20 degrees below zero right now in New Hampshire. So much that, of course, they still go to school. They just do a late start, so it's easier to find the frozen children.
That's good. Just look for the lumps on the sidewalk and
With their
scrape them up.
crystally eyes.
No, explain to people when you say
Standing.
cold. Explain cold.
It's a bomb cyclone, Erin. It's a term I've never heard before. Bomb cyclone.
Neither have I. What is it?
It's a bomb cyclone.
Could you explain what a bomb cyclone is?
Yes. Well, I had it pulled up. Okay.
And this is a weather term?
It's evidently a new one.
Okay.
And it has to do with the storm that's heading towards, well, it's going to hit today. The storm that's hitting, it's a dramatic drop in pressure, like huge, and that's what's causing the cold temperatures.
Is this like the polar thing that we've been going through, the Midwest has been going through for the last few years?
The Express. The Arctic Express.
No.
Yes.
Explain the bomb cyclone again.
That is it. It's just the low pressure drops so fast, the storm intensifies incredibly fast.
You know what this is exactly, right?
Yep.
Day after tomorrow, Dennis
The-
Quaid,
the
Jake
movie.
Gyllenhaal, exactly, because it comes down, then all of a sudden everybody is frozen solid.
That's right.
Helicopters fall out of the sky because
Oh,
the gyros cannot work when they are frozen stiff.
There
That's
is
exactly what's going to happen.
there is a
Wait, why am I getting all excited about
I
that?
know, right? Book burning. There is this winter storm warning with they're thinking snow's going to hit Florida. They're expecting.
But there's
an
no
inch of
climate
snow.
change, and I think that's the important thing here.
This isn't climate change.
I know, it's junk science.
I was going to throw my stuff in here and say climate change is when the oceans change half a degree, and then bad things happen.
And all the ice shelves start calving. Yeah, exactly. They call it calving. Isn't that
Calving.
amazing?
It's when a chunk falls off.
A chunk the size of the Empire State Building.
Where has our show gone?
I think we're just being chatty today.
Oh! I have to tell you something.
Yes.
We had an issue yesterday, and it had to do with this computer right here.
How did you do that?
Erin's computer, and she shut it. She shut the lid on it, and there was 4 of us in here trying to figure out how to open the lid, and there must have been a locking mechanism, and everyone tried. It went on for about 15 minutes and stuff, and then this morning I figured it out.
What was it? Because we spent like literally 20 minutes on it trying to figure out how we open it. I even tried to Google it, and
we were okay. So I'm going to show you. So this is what we were doing. The lid was closed, right? And we were trying to open it this way.
Were we?
It opens this way.
Well, yeah, but no, but it recessed, and so that it would have logically.
We're scientists. Oh my God.
No one's ever been our friend because they thought we were overly intelligent,
Well,
sweetheart.
The good thing is, the good thing is that everyone was involved with it. So no one had to take it to that outside party
So we
and
could
say,
share the internal.
we can't open this, and they just look at you and they go,
It's more the internal humiliation, and
oh my
that's
gosh,
okay.
that's so hilarious.
Kathy says Erin needs a drink of cold water. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm coughing.
For your
Kathy.
coughing,
Yeah.
right.
Wow.
I should mention one more thing before we actually
So
start
we
the
actually
real show.
tried to open it backwards.
Yeah. You know why? Because we're scientists.
Yeah, pretty much.
Police agencies are telling everyone right now and trying to remind people not to leave your cars idling in your driveway. Yesterday, 5 cars were stolen.
How does that? the self-starting one that starts while the car is still locked, are those still okay? Or do people just pick the lock and then still drive off?
Just break a window, jump in, drive them.
Wow.
Most cars are they get the cars back in the same day or the next day. A majority of stolen cars, they get them back.
Our next door neighbors, it was interesting, his adorable little petite Fiat was stolen, and we were like, oh crap. And they literally found it around the corner, I think 2 days later. I guess traditionally they steal them out to commit a crime, and then they sort of drop them.
A lot of high-speed chases are done in stolen cars.
Interesting, isn't it?
Had a car stolen. It was left running, not by me, at a 7-Eleven. By the way, if I was a criminal, I'd be just sitting there drinking a Slurpee at 7-Eleven, just waiting.
It's gonna happen.
Someone to walk in and you jump in their car and drive off. Yeah, so it was a Suburban, and they took it and it disappeared. And then I got a call 2 in the morning the next day saying, hey, we got your car, you want to come up and get it, as opposed to towing it. And I said, oh yeah, sure, I'll go up. And there he was sitting in the seat. And I drove the car home, and I looked at him. I gave him the look, and then I went home.
Did they not? They wouldn't even let you do anything. Not even give him like a wet willy or something for stealing your car.
I know. I pressed my butt up against the window. Something. Good. But I did find his guitar in the back, and this kid actually went to the police, got my phone number, and called me, and asked me for his guitar back.
You've got to be kidding me.
So as he was on the phone, I had his guitar in my lap, and I just started cutting the strings, one at a time, and it was like twang noise. And he said, what are you doing? And I told him, and he's like, well, it's my guitar.
He actually had the gall to expect you to give back his guitar after stealing your car?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then I was like, I was about to break the guitar, and then I suddenly went, oh, I got a nice guitar. Why would I break it?
What am I thinking?
Yeah.
So in the end, you ended up with a guitar for your troubles, so that's good.
Right. See how it works?
I cannot believe he had the gall to call you and expect you to give his guitar back.
His reasoning was...
Well, that's not fair.
My friend just gave me the car. It wasn't my fault. I didn't steal it.
Yeah, because my friends do that
That's
all
my
the time.
guitar. That's my friggin' car.
I don't think I've ever had anything that satisfying happen with a theft of anything in my life.
Right.
I'm almost jealous.
We should mention that you're getting really annoying.
Why? Because it's 2018 and I'm happy?
No, not that part.
It's only the 3rd day. I have so much more happiness to share with you.
Erin gave me a set of pots and pans.
Which is essentially like Todd giving me lingerie.
Yeah.
Because it's the gift that keeps on giving. Yeah.
And now every time I'm in the kitchen and doing something, she's over there. Do you like your pans? And I go, yeah, I can. Well, here, this is how it goes at our house.
New year, I feel all energized. And there's my beloved husband.
Oh,
Hi,
good
baby,
gosh.
how are you?
Would you stop that?
What do you mean?
Good God.
Oh, and you're using my pants that I got you.
Yeah, okay. Turn it off.
No. These are beautiful new restaurant quality, heavy duty Calphalon pants. You know what that means, right?
Yeah, we were up till 2 o'clock last night. Okay, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, and you've already been on a walk.
5 flip challenge. You got the new pants, you got to do. Oh, sorry, I'm dancing. 5 flip challenge.
What is the 5?
You know the 5 flip challenge. You got these great new pants, and now you got to be all cool, and you got to flip. 5 flip. Come on, baby, you can do this.
If I do this, will you go away?
Possibly. It's a beautiful day, honey. Come on, flip for me, flip. The 5 flip challenge, ladies and gentlemen. It's an unearthly skill.
You promise you're going to go away, right?
It's possible. Here we go. He's got the cool pants. Ready?
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Let's do this. 1, nice. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Get it. Nice.
Go away.
I didn't even know you could do that.
Very annoying.
I thought I was going to basically have hash browns on the floor and I could laugh at you, but no, that was impressive.
Is that your goal?
Well, a dog would eat them.
The only reason I know you wouldn't is because that was your breakfast. And we do have a 3-second rule.
It's more like 10.
But just take
Lobster,
a
it's a week and a half.
spatula, take it off the floor, put it on your plate.
You know, if you heat it up in the microwave, it kills all the microbes.
I am very impressed with you, by the way,
How so?
because you're not eating Hershey Kisses anymore like you did for Christmas.
No, I would like to point out.
I'm not objecting to that.
Ready?
This is something she has
All right.
imposed on herself.
I don't like chocolate except for white chocolate peppermint Hershey Kisses that come out at Christmas, and then I turn into a Hershey Kisses slave.
We're talking a
And
lot
you find
about
those horrible little foil wrappers all over the house, and unfortunately I infested Zoe with my unnatural mania this year, and that wasn't good.
We talked yesterday about the weight issues in our house, and I tore another pair of pants yesterday because of my butt is bigger.
Oh, Karen says poor sewing on that. She blamed the fabric. She just wanted you to know.
You're very nice. And then Erin announced that she has a winter pelt, like a sea otter. And so I'm very impressed, though, because the 19th is coming up.
What do you mean?
The 19th. To January 19th, 2018.
Yeah, so?
And that is a critical date in people who have resolutions. Did you know that?
No.
And some of the reasons, January 19th is the day that most people stop going to the gym.
I would have stopped so much sooner than that. I can't blame them.
19th. It's like, that's your goal now. Your goal is not 365 days. Your goal is till the 19th.
Maybe even just the 20th. You can just
Hang
get
in
past,
there. Hang in
past that one. How long do you have to do something before it becomes a habit? Is it 6 weeks?
2 weeks to start a new habit.
Really?
Like if you don't smoke for 2 weeks, you've got a certain base. If you decide to walk, if you hate walking, just because you're not going anywhere, I could walk to Golden Corral and eat the buffet and then walk home. But that defeats the purpose.
It does seem that way, yeah.
But if you start walking and you're like, oh, I'm hating this, and you're walking and I hate this, 2 weeks later, it's just like, hey, I didn't walk today. Kind of miss it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the endorphins.
Is it?
They're just waiting for you. Or as Annette Bening said in the movie with Carrie Fisher, it's the endorphins. So
It's the endorphins.
It's the endorphins.
When you walk, you're better.
always. I'm much crazier and meaner if I don't get to exercise.
Oh, I almost forgot. No, not you, hon.
No, it's true though. I think everybody starts doubting their sanity. It's the best therapy. Exercise is the best therapy you can do, hands down. Because think about it. If you've just been inside and you're just sort of all vile and just,
Is this
I
your
don't know,
non-exercising?
sedentary. Yeah.
What happened to you?
No, but you become all sedentary and gloomy, and it's terrible.
PhDs have said that the problem with quitting your resolutions is you have a lack of patience.
I think
Especially
everybody
like
wants to see results. I'm very.
Millennials are even more impatient, they say, than the other groups and the other.
Well, we all want immediate gratification, and if
Right.
you go for 2 weeks and it's like, okay, I want a bicep. Where's
Right.
the bicep? And you're
Yeah.
not getting anything. I
Overnight
can see that.
success, that's what everybody's looking for, and the fact that
Sure.
if you don't achieve that, you become lackadaisical and like, it's not going to matter anyway, so why do it? And then you go find the Hershey Kisses, plant yourself on the couch with Netflix, and waste your life away.
It sounds so inspiring when you put it like that.
I know,
So
I
far
know.
this morning, I'm not sure we've done anything to cheer anybody up. It's been a little bit more like my car's been stolen, important people are dead, and I'm sedentary.
Yeah.
Great. You're really
But be
inspiring.
happy, it's a new year. We are going to skip. We're going to skip the words we don't want to use in 2018 because I want to do more research on that.
Yeah.
But I will take you to New Zealand.
This was so much fun. I love these people.
So, see here, New Zealand, they have a no drinking alcohol in public thing, and this is New Year's Eve day, and the group wanted to do that. And so what they did is they went out into the harbor, which was really shallow. There's a sandbar, get it? And they built it up and brought a table out, a picnic table, and they sat out and had their cocktails in the middle of the bay.
It was awesome. I talked to the guy who took the picture because I was trying to get permission for it. And I
Right.
said, how long did this go on? He goes, oh, yeah, we were paddle boarding in circles around him. He said, it went on for like 72 hours. He
Oh,
said
that's funny.
little boats would row out and they'd sort of like
New
go
people.
back and people would come in. But I said, literally, how did they get away with it? He goes, once you're in the port, you're considered international waters.
Right.
And he said, and even the Coast Guard, at the Kiwi Coast Guard was like, nah, it's
They couldn't
international
do it.
waters.
It's hilarious.
I just love that. It's seriously, you built your own island so you could have a cocktail.
The fine would have been $250.
Wow.
I know.
That's a lot.
I wonder what caused this.
Well, because I'm surprised because it's summer there now and it's beautiful
Revelry
and it's outdoors
of
and
New Year's.
It's on the beach. It's heart-stoppingly amazing. You think a cocktail wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but apparently they have enough trouble that
It's hilarious.
that's so funny. But once again, as you see, they have totally abided technically by the law.
I want to see the moment that they came up with this. You know, it's just like, well,
I'm sure it involved a bottle or two of Guinness.
really want to have a Guinness or a Foster's, you know, on the porch, but I can't because it's public. And so some guy just kind of went, hey,
I got a front loader and some dirt.
let's build an island.
You got to admit, that's pretty epic.
Here, hold my beer. Okay.
The only thing it was really missing was a palm tree, and it would have been perfect.
Oh, next year.
I think so.
Next year. Time for information.
All right, Daisy's in the Gephardt Daily Newsroom, and she is brought to you by Denali Performance Clinic. If you want to get rid of your migraine for good and without opioids, these are the guys that can help you, Denali Performance Clinic. Also, always Black Friday, where their prices are 30 to 75% off every day. It's a brand new store in Ogden. Believe me, it is worth the drive. And All Utah Plumbing, Heating, and Air. You can learn more at allutahplumbing.com. Daisy, my dear, what's going on today?
Good morning, everyone. Here's what's making news Wednesday, January 3rd on GephartDaily.com. A sad day for millions worldwide with the news of the death of LDS church leader Thomas S. Monson. Monson, aged 90, died at his home in Salt Lake City Tuesday night just after 10 p.m., where he was surrounded by family and friends. President Monson, the 16th prophet for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, had stepped back from official duties earlier this year due to health issues. Funeral arrangements are forthcoming. A suspect in the homicide of Taylorsville resident Toussaint Tyler has been taken into custody in Palm Springs, California. 36-year-old Sean Eugene Fleming is accused of shooting and killing Tyler inside a ground floor unit at the Fairstone at Riverview Apartments back on December 10th. A female accomplice is already in custody, although a male suspect remains at large. The Provo Police Department is asking for the public's help locating a woman who has been missing for approximately 48 hours. Investigators say 45-year-old Shelley Ellis was last seen near 4100 North Devonshire Drive in Provo and is thought to still be in the area. Ellis is 5 foot 6 inches tall and 120 pounds with brown hair and hazel eyes. Anyone who knows her whereabouts is asked to call Provo Police. And time now for your Wasatch Front forecast, brought to you by our handy-dandy sponsors at Brio Technologies, Utah's premier audiovisual specialists. If you like breathing soot with a smattering of sunshine, you'll love the forecast for the next few days. Highs are expected to remain in the mid-40s through Friday, lows in the 20s, but lo and behold, it looks like we'll actually see snow and rain Saturday into Sunday, meaning we might actually have a shot at breathing oxygen again, at least for a few hours. That's it for now. For more news and weather 24/7, go to GephartDaily.com. Todd and Erin, back to you.
All right, they want you to know about this at All Utah Plumbing. They have a deal going on. If you replace your furnace and your AC, because they work together, you get $2,000 off, plus a free air scrubber, and that means you save $3,200. That means a free furnace for you. For more information, just go to allutahplumbing.com.
All right, tell me something good. I absolutely love this. It's brought to you by Always Black Friday. Once again, this is the brand new place in Ogden we've been telling you about, where I got Todd's Christmas present, that massive set of heavy Calphalon pans. Usually it's like $400. I got it for less than $100.
All right.
Amazing deal, so you've got to go there.
Tell me something good.
This one makes me cry because I think it's absolutely wonderful, and they actually already do this up in East High School here in Salt Lake City. But Carolyn Collins is a custodian. This is at Tucker High School in Tucker, Georgia. So basically, she's the one on any given day you see her mopping, she's picking up after the students,
Right.
and everybody kind of knows her by her first name and says, "Hi, Miss Carolyn, how are you?" One morning she was there extra early because I guess she had to put something together before the rest of the kids got there. And it's 2 hours before school's open, and she saw 2 kids sitting there by the door, shivering. And she said, "How are you guys doing?" They said, we don't have anywhere to go, so we just wait till the school opens.
Right.
And she said, "Are you hungry?" And they went, "Yeah, we're starving." And one of them hadn't eaten for 2 days. But they're still trying to come to school every day.
Right, right.
So she's overwhelmed by this. and the thing that hits her hardest is Carolyn's son was killed in a home invasion. So every time she sees a child who is impacted and unhappy and in pain, she understands, I guess, even more intensely. So she said, "Come on in." She goes, "I got this other closet." And she put down blankets and stuff and let them take a nap.
Right.
And while they were doing that, she was making some phone calls. By the time they woke up, she had some clean clothes for them. She'd made a big breakfast in the school cafeteria because nobody says
she has all the keys.
all the keys, and no one says no to Miss Carolyn. And she got the kids going. So what she did is she said, "This is stupid," and she realized that there were over 30 kids just in their little high school in Franklin, Georgia, that had nowhere to go, that were homeless and hungry, but they were still stubbornly going to school, trying
Right,
to have
and
some.
they're like living in a car
Yeah.
with their parents or something.
And
Yeah.
so what she's done is she turned the school, her other custodian cabinet, into a pantry so that the kids could get clean clothes, they could get food. There would be different resources, I mean, like educational supplies and things like cold medicines and most importantly, you know, grooming and hygiene supplies that
Right.
the kids could go and use in
Right.
the gym locker rooms. But I just thought that was such an incredibly gorgeous thing, and she was doing it on her own pay until word got out about it, and then the PTA and some of the other parents started helping her as
Yeah.
well. But you know,
What
this is something they do at East High School, and I think it's such a gorgeous thing because I think we always underestimate how stubborn the will is to be better and to make more of your life. And for a lot of kids who don't have that structure at home, they actually start craving the structure of school because that's the only constant in their experience.
What's his? What was the number? East High has been doing this. They went down into the not the basement. They went to one of the lower floors, and there was a locker room there that they weren't using, and they switched that around, and they supplied towels and like you just heard. What was the number? Just in East High, was it 17?
Oh no, it was well over 100. Homeless refugee families, families who were so severely impoverished.
Right.
Maybe they're living with relatives. Some of them, I think there was at least 5 or 6 that were actually the children in high school were the heads of their households.
Yeah.
So it's
good,
an amazing
good for
thing.
East High.
I love you. I love Carolyn.
All right. I have to tell you that Wendy's is an interesting place. What?
You talking about the restaurant?
Yeah.
Wendy's?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me more.
So basically, a man is in California, and he goes, "Oh, yeah, I want a square burger." And he goes into Wendy's, and he sits down. He's 58 years old. And he sits down, and while he's sitting there, you know, there's good people watching everywhere. You know, you go to Walmart, you go to McDonald's, you go to Wendy's, and, you know, there's always something to see. So he's sitting there quietly in the corner, and he's eating his burger, and
It's square.
sees a guy come in with a bag on his head.
That seems like a bad start.
That's interesting. You got to watch that. So he kept his eye on him. Then he noticed the guy had a knife in his hand. This is
Okay,
good.
no, this is getting worse.
And worse, he cut in line.
Oh, you need to die now.
The reason I'm laughing is
Oh,
the way
lying jumpers.
the way it turned out. No cutsies.
No, none of those.
So basically, what happened is he cut in front of the line. He goes, "Give me your money." And then they were kind of fumbling just because they're scared. The person's got a knife and a bag on their
Bag
head.
over his head.
Yeah, and the bad guy actually turns to his left and looks at another customer who's waiting to order, and he says, "She'll be right with you in a minute." At that moment, the 58-year-old decided what this guy with a bag on his head really wanted was a big chair on his head.
The bag wasn't enough.
Yeah, see, that's what you get when
He
you're...
really cracked him over the head with
Yeah.
a chair. That's epic.
Yeah.
And he went down like a bag of dirt.
I don't know.
Look at that. That is freaking his. And look, the placement is excellent. Head right
perfect.
between the 2 legs.
Uh-huh.
Right? Nicely done.
Some people say hitting him with a chair was a little frosty.
Don't touch me.
A little frosty. Oh my gosh, that's not funny. Anyway,
Wow.
wow. Christopher's giveaway. We should just say thank you. This
So
is what we're
much.
doing. Trying to bribe you a little bit because you've been watching, and we appreciate that. And Christopher's Steakhouse, there's a table waiting for you and 3 of your friends, and all you have to do is to qualify for the giveaway is to...
It's embarrassingly simple. Just drop a comment on the show today. If you're watching us on Facebook with Gephardt Daily or Gephardt Approved, drop a comment there. Maybe you're on the Todd and Erin page and chatting with everybody else. Drop a comment there. You're entered. It's really just that simple. Then at the end of the week, we we pull a name, it's probably yours.
Ta-da.
You go have a lovely dinner,
Ta-da.
and there you go. But it's just a really nice night to like repay favors, take friends you haven't seen forever, you know, talk and enjoy each other, and you don't have to do anything. It's delightfully effortless.
Here is a person who thinks Bill Nye, the science guy, is an idiot.
He's an idiot.
He's an idiot.
He's so ignorant.
It's coming up next.
The Todd and Erin Morning Stream is brought to you by UtahCreditApproval.com. Bad things happen to good people, but you can get your credit back on track and get a reliable automobile by giving them a call. 801-404-7201. And also by Columbus Travel with spectacular deals on cruises and all-inclusive vacations. Go to columbusvacations.com. And All Utah Plumbing, Heating, and Air, where they have a winter special that they can check out your furnace and make sure that it's operating efficiently, saving you hundreds of dollars in energy bills. Just go to allutahplumbing.com. Did you know that you can catch the Todd and Erin Morning Stream on Facebook, YouTube, SoundCloud, and GephartDaily.com any time of the day or night?
At Always Black Friday, we love a good deal. We buy new and used products at a discount so we can pass on the savings to you. And we're Gephardt approved. From electronics to clothing to appliances. If you want it, we have it at discount prices. Visit our eBay store or come to our warehouse at 865 West 12th Street in Ogden. Always Black Friday, where you can find Black Friday deals all year round.
Happy Black Friday! All right, welcome back to the Todd and Erin Morning Stream at GephartDaily.com. They're at it again.
What?
Well, the Patriots won over the weekend.
We
and
still support the Patriots because
We
Todd
do.
is from Boston and we feel like it's our job.
I know they cheat. It's okay.
So do a lot of people.
So they're being accused of instead of inflating balls or deflating balls. Now, according to ESPN, there's a controversy. Because when they played, who they played? They played
Isn't it New York?
the Jets.
Yeah.
They played the Jets the weekend, and it was stinking cold. And there's a lot of teams that either play indoors or they play in warm areas.
Ah, you pansies.
And they not like Green Bay. And it's like the old games used to be like mud and snow, and it was like brutal. And so here's a game, and I forget what the temperature was. It was like 0. And so
Well, we've already talked about like the polar vortex over the New England. I mean, yeah,
Right.
I can't believe they even played.
So they went out and they played, and you basically just hope you get a touchdown so you can go sit down and put a blanket on. And so what the coach did is, you know, this big thermometers, it's just the big plain thermometers with a thing like this, and he put like 4 of them up on the entrance tunnel leading out to the field.
So was this for the guest team coming out so they would see the thermometer, see the temperature? That's evil genius. There's nothing wrong with that. That's just a little bit of psychological warfare. That's really funny.
I don't have any problem.
And they're
with
calling it thermometer day, like he did something super bad.
Belichick's.
It's like he told them the temperature.
It's just brilliant.
That's just funny. Good for him.
Brr, a bit chilly out there.
I think it's hysterical.
All right.
Now, I'm sorry. Bill Nye has actually had to take on many different challenges
Nye,
from
the
people.
science guy.
And he's even said himself, he goes, I'm not the end-all be-all. He says, it's not like I'm Einstein, but he says, I do have multiple degrees, and I've done a lot of research on a lot of things because science is my passion, and I feel it's important.
And he's a good face of science.
And when he gets a challenge, it's like, you're really going to challenge Bill Nye?
Well, he's the face of science for a lot of us. He's the one.
Especially growing up, yeah. He was the
one,
guy who taught us all about science.
He kind of introduced nerds to the world about being cool and having scientific knowledge. And so
he said once that his greatest honor was being labeled Seattle's most eligible bachelor. Number 2. Number 1 was Coco, the gorilla.
Coco like Bill. So basically, there's a rapper. His name is Bob, or B-O-B, which is Bombs Over Baghdad. And he has been raising money to launch a satellite so he can prove that the Earth is flat.
That's adorable.
That's Bob.
Bill's pointing at him, at Bob.
So the point being is that Bob, who's raising money online, I think he's got like $5,000
You have
so
to really
far.
call him B.O.B. You can't call him Bob.
I'm going to call him Bob.
Go on.
Robert. There you go. More respect. So he says that Bill Nye should read some more science books.
Because he apparently doesn't know the Earth is flat.
The Earth is flat.
What science books would Bill be reading?
He actually wrote them. It's not. He knows what's in them because he wrote them, and so basically that is the message.
You know, I'm happy for him that he's crazy, and it's like good for you. But it's like when you actually challenge someone who has an education, you go, "You're just stupid."
Right.
It's like, "Oh, kitten, you got to sit down now.
Well,
Go have a cola and just take a break and relax because you've lost."
I should probably explain to you the flat earthers concept, and I'm not
Yeah,
sure I'll get
explain
it
this.
right, but there is no right to it anyway. But they think that the pictures from the International Space Station, from the Hubble, from everything, every photo ever
The
of
multiple
the Earth
multiple images from multiple sources.
going
yeah.
to the moon,
Mm-hmm.
they're all fake. They're all fake.
Well, of course they are.
And some people believe that you cannot actually go to space because there's a radiation belt outside the atmosphere that would kill everyone who ever went.
So this is all being done on a soundstage somewhere in Burbank, I guess. Is that?
Yeah,
Okay.
Spielberg, you know.
Sure.
It's where they got a lot of the effects for the Jedi.
I think so.
And so, okay, here's the theory as far as I understand. Now, I'm no scientist. So here's the Earth. And I'll show you the snowman. It's cold. That is the Earth.
Where's Australia in this?
Take a picture of the
exercise?
Earth. Here's the Earth. Oh, look at the picture. When actually, the Earth is a disk.
Oh. So if we actually did go up in space, we would see that it was flat and thin on one side.
That. All right, so what happens is it sits here, and even though you could be here on an ocean, and you could only see, I believe it's 25 miles to the horizon, because it actually dips, but that's a lie, obviously, because the Earth is flat. So B.O.B. said that Bill Nye needs to go and read some more science books, and Bill Nye responded. He said, if the Earth is flat, find me the edge.
Simple enough.
Simple enough.
There you go.
Done deal.
Sure.
Go to the edge, call me.
Oh, in principle, I would actually like kick in a couple of bucks, send that satellite up.
Well, you don't
Let's
need
do
the
it.
you don't need the satellite. You just row a boat to the edge, just like Captain Jack Sparrow.
That is
did.
my next question. All the ocean liners and all the military ships and everything that have gone
It's fake.
around the world,
They didn't go around the world.
even like regular normal people who have sailed a sailboat and gone past 25 miles.
They didn't go to 25 miles.
Okay.
Bill Nye the Science Guy. Go read some more books. Really?
Okay.
This is, you like history.
Very much.
You spent some time in the South.
Oh yeah. I lived in Norfolk, Virginia Beach. I lived up in Washington D.C. We used to go to Richmond a lot, and that's
Right.
where they are known for their statues, as a matter of fact.
Right.
Of the glorious dead of the Confederacy.
I don't know where my story went. It doesn't matter. I know it. These two congressmen, one Democrat, one Republican, they decided that they wanted to make a memorial, and which is nice. That's a nice thing.
Sure.
And you notice they've been taking down a lot of the statues in the South because the Confederates and what they did and such. And maybe there's a better thing to put statues up. And these two politicians, they proposed a brand new statue.
Oh, okay. Something that was maybe more inclusive, racially diverse.
Exactly.
Oh, see, okay, we're thinking.
So what they wanted to do is they wanted to actually put up a statue that represented the African Americans who fought on the Confederate side of the Civil War. Let that sink in for a second.
Now,
You good?
history
All right.
has told us that African Americans did fight for the Confederacy in the Civil War, and they did it unwillingly, coerced, of course,
There's
by
no-
their plantation owners.
Actually,
These were slaves who had to fight for the Confederacy because
Actually-
they were cannon fodder for
right.
their owners. So,
So-
yes, they did fight. They just didn't want to.
They didn't give them weapons. Why? And so
They
actually,
wanted them just to use harsh language.
on record, the historical record, and this person's been studying it for 40 years, says there is no evidence ever of any slave fighting for the Confederate.
Willingly.
So there is none.
And so these two lawmakers,
Wanted all this money
because
to
they
put
are
up a statue, which could have been Ronald McDonald is for all they care, and so they have to go read some books.
But we're being so inclusive.
If I was back there, I was a slave back then. You gave me a gun. Guess what I'm doing with it?
That's why I didn't get any guns.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Wow.
You've got the story on Orem. Remember, we did this thing, basically Orem, over New Year's. They wanted, obviously, they're looking for DUI drivers, and what they decided to do is get 2 of their vans that they usually transport prisoners to court in, and they decided they're going to put a new sticker on it. And basically what they did is if you called them, they would come, and you didn't have a designated driver, they would drive you home.
Now, it was really nice. What they said is, we would rather be getting to know the people in our community, and by helping you versus pulling you over and giving you a ticket, or you risking your life or risking somebody else's. So yeah, this is just a ride. There's no ticket. There's no, okay, I got your name written down, pal. And they said it was a huge success. They were very excited. They did the drunk tank taxi.
Nice.
Picked up several parties in an area stretching from Springville to Lehigh on Sunday night into early Monday morning. The department posted photos Monday of police officers who had taken selfies with the participants. Because the participants are like, "This is great!" It's the cute. It's actually really funny to see the pictures. And Martinez, Lieutenant Martinez said, "Look, even if we provide one ride home, it's going to be a success for us." But they said that they were kept busy, both vans going
Plus,
on
we
and off
talked
day and
about
night.
it. We talked about it. The press talked about it. Nationally, the press talked about it. And so it just got more awareness.
I heard one comment on one of the Facebook pages where the guy goes, "Well, they're just not advocating, sobriety by doing that." And it's like, no, that's actually just paying attention to reality.
Yeah.
You can, obviously the goal is to always have a designated driver, perhaps even if you're out in public, that you don't ever drink to excess, and that is true, but we also know that realistically this will happen, whether or not you advocate for sobriety or not. So why wouldn't you want to help your fellow neighbors versus,
Sure.
yeah. So good for you. I think that was actually
Laura,
kind of genius.
you rock. Very nice.
Way to go.
Hey, coming up, we live a celebrity lifestyle.
Totally.
Totally. I mean, I clean toilets and unclog them and do all,
Well, I clean the toilets, but you do unclog them.
Celebrity crap. But we just haven't gotten to the diva stage yet.
I am a little disappointed our demands have not become unreasonable.
Mariah Carey has. We'll tell you about that coming up next.
The Todd and Erin Morning Stream is brought to you by Fink & McGregor, Mortgages Made Simple. If you go to fink-mcgregor.com, you'll find out that you can get a mortgage with a credit score as low as 600. Fink & McGregor, also by the Vein Clinic. If you go to theveinclinic.com, you can schedule an appointment and find out some amazing options for pain-free removal of varicose veins and spider veins. Your legs can look great again with the Vein Clinic. And also by Black Diamond Experts. They're experts in electric, plumbing, heating, and air. They also have a brand new store up in Ogden now. If you'd like to reach them, you can go to blackdiamondexperts.com.
Did you know you can buy a house with a 600 credit score?
Really?
We have lenders, we have programs, stuff that's come up in the last couple of years. 600.
Wouldn't you have to have like 50% down or something though?
Nope. 3.5%.
Where would you start the process on this?
Well, Fink & McGregor has a website, 4minutemortgage.com. Just go there, fill it out, up and running.
How long until you get back to us?
1 business day. Whole thing takes about a month, start to finish.
Where do you get the down though if you're broke?
It can be a gift from family, relative, significant other, even your work.
Gift, huh?
Yeah.
You know what that makes me wish?
What?
Makes me wish I had friends with money.
All right, welcome back to the Todd and Erin Morning Stream, GephardtDaily.com.
Hollywood Connection, brought to you by Connect Heating and Air with both industrial and residential services. It's very funny. Everyone kind of knows that Mariah Carey is crazy. I mean, she's crazy.
You say that,
but we love her anyway. I
Right.
still love her. I don't care what she does. I still can't help but adore her.
Now,
and she's got the crazy cleavage, and she's always kind of like,
She doesn't have she has like,
she's got some crazy cleavage.
what the, Corbin, he does the car karaoke, and she was on. If you haven't seen this yet, go ahead, because he took all the artists he's had over the years or months who have sung in his car, and they all had them sing Mariah Carey's "All I Want for Christmas," and they put it together, and it is amazing. And Mariah Carey is sitting in the passenger seat, and all I'm going to say is she doesn't need airbags. She is self-protected.
No.
So she was part of the New Year's celebration.
And she's adorable. She's crazy, but she's fun. So she's up there. It's and to her credit, it's New York City. It's butt cold. It's like 0 degrees, right?
It was like Anderson Cooper. He went to a store and found all this battery-operated clothing that heated. And
so she has the big glittery gown, and she's wearing this massive fur coat and big furry boots.
There she is. Oh, she's enjoying a nice beverage.
See, and it was very funny. So she took to the stage, and then she said, well, they told me there would be tea. And she started singing. She did Vision of Love and a couple of others, Hero. And then she said, Happy New Year. All I wanted to do is take a sip of tea if they would let me. They told me there would be tea. It's a disaster.
On live television.
She goes, okay, we're just going to have to rough it. I'm just going to be like everybody else with no hot tea. But we're going to try to do this for you. And so literally she'd stop down after every song and go, they told me there would be tea. It's like, I would be like, for God's sake, I'd be warming a cup under my arm to give to her just so she would shut up about it.
Was it funny?
Maybe to everybody else, but to her, this was like this made her deeply aggrieved that she had been denied her hot tea.
She would be annoying at home.
Kind of.
All I wanted was a roast beef sandwich.
She's crazy, but she's still adorable, and we still love her. So anyway, Hollywood Connection for this morning. God bless Mariah Carey, and I can only be happy that at some point she did receive her tea.
So I have noticed something around our house. We haven't talked about this yet. And we, for our show, and we thank you for watching, because it's gone crazy, and we appreciate that. And we're concerned about, like, if you share the show, we would like you to share the show. We'd like you to like the show. We would like you to comment on the show.
We're needy.
We're needy, and this is what we do. And it's a business thing, and we would show up for free. Wait, we already did that.
We believed.
We believed. And so we do keep track of the numbers, the stats. But our daughter now has been affected by this. So I did a quick little video on the iPad, just a fun thing, with Zoe doing some acrobatics and crashing to the couch. And it was like 20 seconds long.
We've been watching a series of epic fails, and Zoe wanted to do an epic fail. So she set up her own little stunt person thing, did a big somersault that ended her like flying off the sofa on top of her head.
And we pretended she was severely injured. Funny. Erin then posted it. And?
Well, no, Zoe's used to hearing us go, oh yeah, that got someone, 16,000 likes, or that one
People
was
really
shared by 900 times. Because it's an analytics. So she came up, and I had no idea how much that little monkey was listening, because she came and she goes, how many likes do I have? I went, what, honey? She goes, how many likes do I have? And I went, oh, you mean that little video you did? Oh, and so she forced me to go to Facebook, and we went through it all. I had to read out each comment to her. And then she goes, what about Instagram? I'm like, damn it. So we go to Instagram. Once again, she goes, look, it's been viewed 278 times. And she goes, and we only posted that, like an hour ago? And I'm like, what have I done? And so her little friend is over the next day, and she tells Penny, do you want to see how many likes I have on Instagram? And I'm like, what have I done? What have we done here? And seriously, that's what she does every day. She goes over her stats. I mean, it's like, this was a really bad idea.
She asked about her likes more than she asked about candy.
That's when you know things have gone wrong.
Let's get some information with Daisy, shall we?
Yeah, it's probably for the best. Daisy's in the Gephardt Daily Newsroom. She is brought to you by Fink and McGregor. Go to fink-mcgregor.com. You will find a 4-minute quiz that at the end will tell you all kinds of different mortgage options, and someone will call you back within the next business day. Fink and McGregor Mortgage is made simple. Also by the Vein Clinic. I just had my leg treated there, and it was painless, and it was awesome, and this is the first time I've ever seen results in like a day. You've got to get a consultation at theveinclinic.com. Go to the Riverton location, by the way. That's my favorite. And by Black Diamond Experts. They are experts in electric, plumbing, heating, and air. Brand new place up in Ogden, and they're available 24/7. Daisy, my dear, what's going on today?
headlines on Wednesday, January 3rd on Gephardt Daily. Donald Trump says his is bigger than Kim Jong-un's, his nuclear button, that is. Trump tweeted the provocative statement Tuesday, one day after the North Korean dictator told the U.S. that the nuclear button was on his desk at all times. Trump responded by tweeting that not only was his nuclear button bigger than Un's, it also works. No response yet from the North Koreans. A U.S. service member has been killed and 4 others injured during combat operations in Afghanistan. The first American death of 2018 occurred in eastern Afghanistan Monday, but no other details were released. 15 Americans were killed in the fighting in 2017. More than 2,400 have died in Afghanistan since 2001. And Utah Senator Orrin Hatch announced Tuesday he plans to retire and will not seek a 7th term in office. Hatch, who has held the office since 1977, announced his decision in a video released on Twitter. Hatch's retirement clears the way for a possible Senate run by former GOP presidential candidate Mitt Romney. And time now for a look at your Wasatch Front weather, brought to you by Brio Technologies, Utah's audiovisual specialists. If you're one of the folks that can't wait for the inversion to end, you're in luck. It looks like we'll actually see snow and rain Saturday into Sunday after 3 days of hazy sunshine. Highs will be in the 40s with lows only in the 30s. That's it for now. For more news across the nation and around the world, check out GephartDaily.com. And for now, Todd and Erin, back to you.
I think this is such an amazing
Black
program.
Diamond.
Oh yeah, Black Diamond Electric Plumbing, Heating, and Air. One of the reasons you like these guys is because it says Black Diamond Experts for a reason, because they can fix anything in the house unless you've like blown out a wall. That's really your own problem. But everything else these guys can take care of. And they do it by sending someone who's licensed and bonded and insured into your house. And the nice thing about these guys is they're also available 24/7. So should it be, for instance, New Year's Eve day and all of a sudden you have a clogged sink and you call somebody else and they go, that would be like $300 just for me to come out. You call somebody else. They're not going to be the ones to do that to you. You can call them and go, yeah, we'll be out. And they will send some poor soul out in his van and he will cheerfully help you and he'll be on his way. So this is the kind of service you get from Black Diamond Experts. It's one of the reasons we love them. So just go to blackdiamondexpert.com to get something set up.
All right, self-defense. Self-defense. You say there's a new program.
Well, here's what's so interesting, because this is actually a third world program, and traditionally, I mean, we already know the state for girls, for young girls in a lot of these countries, in Africa, a lot of the African nations, and Middle East, and we know how harsh it can be. And so the concept of a self-defense program is probably even laughable based on how many cultural challenges they have. But the international group of No Means No went, okay, we can do this. And they went through and they created a system. It started in Kenya. Now it's into 6 or 7 other African nations, where it fights gender-based violence by teaching both boys and girls how to respect and protect each other.
Oh, yeah.
And they said, until you actually bring the boys into this and you give them a stake, you know, the value of a stake, because they're the ones that influence their peers. And this is something interesting they found in the Middle East as well, that until they brought the men into the program to issue condemnation, then other men wouldn't pay attention. And that's frustrating, but it's also true. The initiative has cut sexual assault rates already in half.
Really?
And so what they've done is they've done everything humanly possible. They even bring the kids, you know, they'll give them rides in or whatever.
Right.
And the program's 2-hour sessions once a week for 6 weeks, and it's only $1.75, which is still a lot of money if you're in a third world country.
Right.
And they focus on training girls aged 10 to 19. Incredible attendance record. They said that girls would walk 10 miles to be there, and that they would just be waiting. And so it's physical self-defense, body integrity and consent, and a ton of different ways of stopping sexual assault. But the thing that was really beautiful is if you see this group, and it's got the young boys in there too, and they're all shouting, I'm strong, I've got my spirit, I am beautiful, I can defend myself, I am worth defending, you cannot hurt me.
Yeah.
And you just, as a mother of a daughter, you know what it's like.
Yeah.
It's just,
as a dad of a
such
daughter.
yeah, you get it. It's such an incredibly powerful moment. But they say that the thing that they've seen now sprouting out is a mentorship program where older boys and older girls who have gone through the program are now encouraging like younger siblings or kids at school or in their community to go too, and they're even walking them or driving them or giving them bike rides.
They're starting their own program, right? I mean,
isn't that amazing?
Yeah, no, it is, and it's kind of the involving the guys. I mean, that's so important because, you know, as opposed to just a female, they turn these women, there's a certain responsibility. that they share for their safety. And it's more like a sister. They care for these women like their sister, like their family. And so they can stand together and do that. As a matter of fact, I was watching a thing on cable, and it talked about, you see the things in Subway where some guy is just going after someone and just swearing at him, and they're foreigners, and he's talking about their dirty whatever, and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And they said the number one thing you can do, as opposed to don't become a combatant, is go stand with them, go sit with them, be part of them, have them have something else to look at, and turn your back to the bad people. And then other people in the video I saw,
Isn't that incredible?
as a group of videos, everybody's taking it with their, but they're taking videos with their phone, but they're not doing anything. That always bothers me.
I hate the fact that we've turned into a bystander nation, because something like that is so unjust and so wicked. You would think, come on, you're really not going to do something?
So ladies on a subway, and this starts, and the guy's just off his rocker, and I think she was Muslim.
Yeah, she was wearing a hijab.
Doesn't even matter, does it? And he's just yelling and screaming at her, telling her to go back to her country. And someone came over and sat down. And he kept going. Then another person came over and sat down. And then another guy stood up, and he walked over and stood between the bad guy and her, facing her. And so it continued until there was like 15 people, and that guy was being crowded out. And I just thought it was so powerful. Because you don't know what to do. I mean, you might not,
Well, yeah, especially if it's a crazy person. Do they have a knife? And do I want to get stabbed trying to, but you're absolutely right in the fact that, because that unfortunately would probably be my first approach, is to go in and try to lay into him and start swearing, and which is really, I already recognize a really stupid thing, so you don't even have to tell me it's stupid because I know that, but that would be my first instinct. But you're right. The peaceful concept of just simply sitting down with the person and joining them is really powerful.
The message was, don't let them feel like they're alone. I thought that was great. So anyway, good story. I like the self-defense
That's inspiring.
thing.
I absolutely love this.
Utah, what is it about
We
Utah?
have so much to be proud of right now.
Utah, I mean, think of all the shows that they come to Utah to get contestants for. Why is this?
That's because we're performers. We're all raised as performers.
Survivor.
You know that. Oh, yeah.
You think you got talent. Just run down the list of all the shows for the last 15 years, and they come here. It's like we cannot stop performing.
Exactly. Well, The Bachelor, we all know, is pretty much performance art at this point. And
True.
so we actually have 2 Utah women who started, which I thought was kind of cool. We had Marika Mathias and Mikkel Cooper. Marika and Mikkel. If those are not Utah names.
Oh, look at the hair. Oh, take
Isn't
the
that
helmet
great?
off and shake that
Now,
hair.
so this is a big thing where people are like, the women now come up and they try to like impress the guy. They're trying to do like a really cool entryway.
Look at the hair.
Look at the hair shaking. Isn't that epic? It's like a Breck commercial.
Check me out.
Well, Mikkel was pretty smart since the new Bachelor, perfect. The new Bachelor was a former race car driver. She
Right.
drove up in a
Yeah,
race car,
race car.
which you have to admit. She goes, sorry, I'm late. And they engaged in a hug, and she asked if he liked her car, and he said yes. And she goes, good, because that's going to be about us soon. Wow, she's on. And the
She's
other
from
bachelorettes watched with dropped jaws. Isn't that hysterical?
Nice.
And she apparently was, she was also pretty aggressive. She kept interrupting other people's discussions with him, which basically meant she's not giving that out.
They have to. That's what gives the drama. Matter of fact, we have someone. Do you have more on that story? Or
Well,
can I
no, it's
tell
just
the story?
interesting.
Yeah.
The first impression rose
Oh.
made its appearance.
My mom used to love this show.
And they say it's an early indicator of the bachelor's interest, and it also provides immunity from being let go in the first ceremony. So there's a lot of drama. Interestingly, Chelsea was the one who was whining and complaining that her conversation got interrupted by Michaela, and she was the one who got the rose, sadly. But so maybe we now know that whining and complaining is a good first impression, at least on The Bachelors.
My mom used to watch this show, and I was reading an article about it, and I was
But
like,
both girls are in the running, by the way, still.
I said, Mom, how can you watch a show where a girl's in a hot tub trying to hook up with a guy that she doesn't know? And my mom just went, but
That had a strange hold over Miss Virginia, though.
she did.
The
It was
Bachelor does, though. You can't stop. Everyone I know is
crazy.
like helplessly drawn to it still.
So if you ever seen behind the scenes of one of these reality shows, they're constantly by the producers constantly being told to be aggressive. There's always has to be tension,
Yeah, there's
and
gotta be
usually it's
friction and
usually it's
drama
with time. You know, in a cooking show, it's time. You don't have any time. You're not going to make it. The brisket won't be done, and that's. And all the other shows, it's the same thing. A Bachelor, they're going, you're not mean enough. You need to really lean in on these conversations, and so they coach them. Matter of fact, 2 women from here, from Utah, went on the Great Cupcake War. I think, you know what I mean.
Cupcake Course, yeah.
Yeah, Cupcake Wars or whatever. And so they went on, and she took her friend, who wasn't even a cook, and they just went on the show.
Hand me flour. It's going to be fun.
And they're having fun. They're in California, and they're doing the cupcakes. You got to make like 1,500, and they cut. And then one of the producers came in and went, okay, so this is what we need you to do. We need you to be angry at your partner here. We need you to just be furious. Anything about the stove, whatever you want to do it.
Like, what?
Then they go back and they start rolling and start filming again. And the producer's like doing this off the camera. He's like, do it now.
Oh, the stove isn't hot.
She said, Becky, is the stove preheated? And Becky turns, this is how it went. No. And then to go back to my friend, and she goes, well, turn it on.
Darn it. Because I'm sorry, she's the sweetest girl in the world. It's like you're asking the wrong person to be mean.
It was hilarious. So anyway, okay,
so much for that.
Coming up, you've heard of hot yoga?
Yeah.
You've heard of yoga with goats?
Sure.
Now there's something new, and it has to do with all your skin.
All right.
And much, much more.
Coming up next. Yeah.
The Todd and Erin morning stream is brought to you by Fink and McGregor. If you go to fink-mcgregor.com, there's a short 4-minute quiz, and at the end of it, you can find a whole array of mortgage options, and someone will call you back from Fink and McGregor within the next business day. Also by Utah Credit Approval. Go to utahcreditapproval.com because they know that bad things happen to good people, but that shouldn't stop you from repairing your credit and getting a reliable automobile at utahcreditapproval.com. And also all Utah Plumbing, Heating, and Air. John has 24/7 service because he knows that emergencies can happen any time of the day or night. And right now they have a $69 special to check out all your heating systems to make sure they're working well. Just go to allutahplumbing.com.
Apply today and drive away.
All right, welcome back to the Todd and Erin morning stream on GetPartDaily.com. Is that better?
Yes, thank you. Stop it.
You said you were hot.
You're freaking me out now.
I'm helping. Would you like some hot tea, Mariah? All right.
I told there to be hot tea.
I said tell me hot. This is going to frighten you.
So this is a thing. This is really a thing now.
This is a thing. Okay, so hot yoga. Where they turn the thing up and the temperature up in the room. You go in and you got your leotard on or whatever you're going to wear and your yoga pants, and then you stretch and relax and stretch and stretch. Okay.
I was invited to leave hot yoga because the instructor slipped in a pool of my sweat.
Mm-hmm. And then there's goat yoga.
I failed yoga.
Where you do yoga and these little baby goats jump on your back. Made up.
So darling.
Right?
I don't care. It's little baby goats.
It's like squid yoga. Now there's a new thing, and it's going in New York City, and it is first of its kind. Hanson Fitness, they're the people who brag about the fact that Rihanna goes there, Julia Roberts, Tom Cruise, and they offer personal training for these people. Yeah, it's kind of like hoity-toity. Well, starting in a week and a half, the gym is offering naked workouts.
I don't care how fit you are. That's way too much flopping of flesh for me. I'm sorry.
If you're good,
that's not going to ever look dignified.
If you're good enough, if you're fit enough to be okay by doing naked workouts, guess what? You're done. You don't need to be there. You've already succeeded. You're
Go home
fit.
and have some chips.
Go
Watch
home.
something on Netflix. You're fine.
Here, this is what they're saying about it.
Working out without clothes provides a number of benefits to your exercise, including skin breathing, the release of endorphins due to vitamin D, due to sunlight, and complete body awareness. So you can see if you're cheating on your exercise routines. The first class
unless you're sitting behind someone and they do squat thrusts and stuff.
The first classes, men's, women's, and co-ed, are scheduled for February 5th. They say our approach makes sure that our members get and stay in the absolute best shape. And our new naked personal fitness sessions are no exception. This new development brings with it a range of fitness and health benefits and allows our members to have a little cheeky fun in the process.
Ah, cheeky. Yeah. Ah.
No. No.
So when they say wipe off the machines, they really mean this time wipe off the machines. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not enough Lysol.
There's not.
There's not enough hand sanitizer.
Who's been on this bike?
Does this mean we're nerds? Because should
we don't want to work out naked?
No, but should we be like, oh, naked workouts? That's fantastic. I'd love to. No. I can't ever picture at any stage of my life where I would have thought that was a good idea. Ever. But now I'm thinking, so are we the nerds? They're like, I'm worried about hygiene.
I wonder if they're bleachers and they serve snacks.
Well, you know how they usually have the gyms, they always have big windows so that people can walk by and see you working out.
Well, downtown in Salt Lake City on 3rd South, one of the hotels on the second level is big glass thing, and you see people riding their bikes.
So maybe that's what they're going for, is a little window
But
dressing.
you wouldn't want to be the second person in line riding a bike. The view.
Oh, look, South Carolina has to pay for a lottery error.
They messed up. They had a problem in South Carolina, and one of their machines went berserk at a gas station, and it started kicking out like these $500 winners.
Like, everyone's like, yay, that's great. Oh, I won.
19 million of them.
$19 million worth?
Yeah. So everybody was like, yeah, like Christmas.
This is the luckiest 7-Eleven in the world.
This is awesome. And the tickets kept coming in, and the lottery people were going, wow, wait a minute.
This can't be right.
They took them to the store, and the store said, well, they're legitimate tickets, and they scan them, and it comes up, winner. And so the lottery put a hold on it. Basically what they told them was they weren't going to pay because it was a malfunction. Now,
that's your problem. I put in my money and I got the number back.
In the past, we've heard stories about people at casinos, and this one person was on a slot machine and ended up winning like $56,000. The bells are going off, and they're really excited about it. And then the casino came over and said, oh, the machine malfunctioned. You don't get the money. I think, like you do, they should have gotten the money.
Oh my gosh. That'd be awful if it cut into the profits of the casino. Wow.
So the lottery now...
$56,000 is like a drop in the bucket daily for them.
They pay that in shrimp a day. They basically, the players have not been paid and have not received the money, but that the lottery has actually set aside $19.6 million.
Which is probably, for once again, for them is nothing.
Just in case the courts say that they have to pay it.
I believe that they do, from what I understand from the ruling.
Well, the fact that they say, oops, sorry.
We didn't know that would happen. It's a malfunction.
This is like going to the carnival, going to the fair, and you know the 3 pins they put on a barrel, and you take a baseball and you knock them all off in one shot, and they all go off, and the guy goes, oh, wait, you don't get the Cupid doll. Sorry, give me the stuffed animal back, because that wasn't supposed to happen.
You know, it's interesting, though, how fast this happened, because they said that the programming error in the lottery game only lasted for about 2 hours,
And within 2 hours, they had racked up $19.6 million worth of winning tickets. So, you know, basically what happened is everybody tore home, grabbed their family, went, everybody's winning. And there was probably
It's too late.
line.
Everybody had already bought their tickets.
Yeah.
So if you knew, you'd go down and go, I will take every ticket.
Every ticket you have
Every
in the world.
ticket. This next story is rather disturbing.
How so?
It's your story.
Oh, yeah.
And it's about the doctor. Now, I should do a little warning on this. No, go ahead.
I think you'll understand by the first sentence whether or not you want to continue. A New Jersey colon and rectal surgeon is facing legal troubles after he allegedly inserted single-use catheters into multiple patients' rectums. The Attorney General said that Dr. Petpankar was overlooking sanitary practices, you think, when he decided to reportedly wash and reuse anal instruments that were intended for a one-use only and then properly disposed of.
Okay, I should have probably given you a warning on this. I'm so sorry.
According to the Attorney General, it is appalling that a doctor would engage in such an unsanitary and dangerous process. Although his alleged conduct, he has demonstrated a reckless disregard for public safety that places countless patients in risk of communicable diseases. The true horror of this is that apparently he had been doing this protocol, if you can call it that, for over 4 years. So imagine you getting the one to get the notice, because anyone who has had a colonoscopy knows you're out. They take you out, boom, you're gone. You don't know what's happening. They could have put a sombrero on you, and everyone had a margarita party. You would never have known.
If you wake up and hear someone's cell phone going off taking pictures, you know, that's a bad feeling.
So the true horror of getting this letter 2 or 3 years after, it's got to be like, I would peel my own skin off and run screaming around the house.
There's certain things that you don't want to know. And
are the catheters that expensive, doctor? I mean, really? What kind of cost-saving measure were you attempting here?
so when I go and like I've had some stuff done and surgery done and stuff, and the doctor starts going and like I'm going to have eye stuff done, and they go, we're going to go in and we're going to cut your lens right off and fold it back, and I'm like, you know what? Stop.
I'm asking questions that I'm interested in.
I'm like,
He's like
no.
falling over.
Certain things I don't want to know. I like the mystery. And so on this, I would rather not know that had happened to me unless I was first in line. Makes sense, right? Right. So I'd rather not know. The medical board should have just gone, okay, we're gonna discipline him, but let's not send out, because I mean, why would you do that? Just traumatize people.
Because of infectious disease. A lot of infectious diseases. You know, pesky things like hepatitis and AIDS and things like that. Those things you'd want to know.
Okay.
Not really. You really wouldn't want to know, but you should probably.
Everyone could say, I was the
Probably
first
not.
person they used it on. You know, and they'd feel better.
Let's move on. Let's cleanse the palate, so to speak, because this is really freaking adorable. I'm totally not dissing my mom, because I think my mom's kind of cool, and
Right.
I have an auntie who's over 90, and she still comments on her Facebook stuff every day. Hi, Aunt Barbara. I love you so much.
Hi, Barbara. How are you?
You're so cool. Same thing with my auntie Florine. I mean,
Yeah.
they rock social media. They do.
They're hanging on to technology, and they're leading the way for their generation.
Yeah, but there's a lot of older generation that is, a lot of it is confusing or perhaps a little overwhelming, and who can blame them?
A lot of the stuff is like from outer space, you know, but these are people who, some of them grew up with, you know, ice instead of refrigerators.
This video is from Ben, who posted
that's funny.
because it says 85-year-old Italian Nana, and she's trying to get the hang of her new Google Home Mini device.
Okay, so.
And she's got one of those really cute old,
Well, you'll see.
the
You'll
old
see.
world accent.
We want to say goodbye and thank you for watching. We're going to leave you with the
This
chat
is so cute.
with Nana. Here's Nana. We'll see you tomorrow.
Cuckoo! What is raining today? Water.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it answered.
What?
It said yeah.
You say yeah.
Yeah, it's her.
Oh my God. It's a woman?
Yeah.
I'm glad to meet
What
you.
is this thing?
Hello, Gugu.
Hey, you're okay.
That's something from the
Google.
Alphabets.
You have to say, hey, Google, or okay.
Hey, Gugu. Okay, Gugu.
What's the
There you go.
weather?
Yeah.
What's the weather? Ask.
What the weather? You want to know what is the weather?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
In Flagler Beach tomorrow, there will be showers with a high of 65 and a low of 56.
With this, is a mystery.
What's it there?
I'm scared. I'm scared. It's a mystery. Oh my gosh. No.
Ask Google to play an Italian song.
Cuckoo. Hi, cuckoo.
You have to say hey or okay.
Hey, okay.
Google.
Tomorrow in London, it'll be sunny with a high of 41 and a low of 30.
Hold it for a moment, It's the temperature in London.
Mama, ask her to play your favorite song.
Play your favorite song.
Cuckoo. Cuckoo.
Yeah, you're cuckoo, all right.
Cuckoo. Play a song for me. Piemontesina bella.
You have to say.
Addio dei giorni passati. Addio.
So, okay, you don't have to tap it first, but to wake it up, you have to either say, hey, Google, or okay.
Hey, Google. Okay, Google.
Play an Italian song.
And then
Play an Italian song.
So it has to light up after you say that, otherwise it didn't hear you correctly.
Yes.
You know è un salame perché mia capisci cosa dici? I get it.
You're stupid, because I can understand everything I'm saying to you.
Hello, cuckoo.
Hey or okay?
Okay.
A little energized. And there's my beloved husband.
Oh,
Hi,
good
baby.
gosh.
How are you?
Would you stop that?
What do you mean?
Good God.
Oh, and you're using my pants that I got you.
Yeah, okay. Turn it off.
No. These are beautiful new restaurant quality, heavy duty Castellan pants. You know what that means, right?
Yeah, we were up till 2 o'clock last night. Okay, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, and you've already been on a walk.
5 flip challenge. You got the new pants. You got to do. Oh, sorry. I'm
What
dancing.
is the
5
what is
flip
this?
challenge.
What is the 5?
You know the 5 flip challenge. You got these great new pants, and now you got to be all cool, and you got to flip. 5 flip. Come on, baby. You can do this.
If I do this, will you go away?
Possibly. It's a beautiful day, honey. Come on, flip for me, flip. The 5 flip challenge, ladies and gentlemen. It's an unearthly skill.
You promise you're gonna go away, right?
It's possible. Here we go. Ooh, he's got the cool pants. Ready?
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Let's do this. 1, nice. 2, 3, 4.